source for the Liberty Impaired starts. This is the Angel Clark Show.
Welcome back to the Angel Clark Show. I have a special guest on with us this evening. He is a reoccurring guest. He joins us once a month, and that would be Survivor Jack. SurvivorJack.com is the website. He comes on the show once a month, and he talks to us about prepping and just little things that we can do to be more prepared for an emergency, for any kind of a disaster or event. There have been snowstorms and blizzards going on right now, and so I think that is a good place to start. So, Jack, I want to thank you so much for joining me this evening. It is an absolute pleasure to chat with you again. So how do we prepare for some kind of crazy winter storm in our vehicles?
Well, there are things that you can do, and I recommend just carrying some kind of a plastic container or maybe even like a number 10 food can with some little extras in that could make a difference. If I got stuck in a situation, and what was happening in Atlanta very often, why people were abandoning their cars, was they were running out of fuel before they could get to any place that they could refuel. Now, if you're sitting there with no fuel in your car, having an emergency blanket. So to be able to reach into this emergency container for the cold, grab some emergency blankets, perhaps even some ponchos that you could put over the top of that, to also carry perhaps candles, small food items, even things as simple as plastic bags, just the same little grocery bags you get at any grocery store. And in an emergency, if you pop those out, you could slip your shoes off, put the bags over your socks and use them kind of like a little emergency blanket for your feet. Put your shoes back on, and it can keep you toasty warm for a while.
That's quite clever, actually. I never thought of that. So that's actually a really smart way to keep your feet dry if you have to walk during a surprise snowstorm. Now, what if? Right. So when we're talking about maybe food items to have in your vehicle, are we talking granola bars?
Yeah, that's one of my favorites, and particularly the dry ones. I don't like the ones that have what I would think of as more live fruit that's going to be spoiling, particularly in the summer heat. But, I like the dry granola bars, like the Nature Valley type bars, and they can be left in the can year-round. Water, we also always keep a case of water in the car, and if it gets down to half a case, we buy a new case. And so we've always got water available, and that's going to come in handy not only for drinking, but if we have to clean ourselves in any way while sitting in a car for long periods of time.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense too. And those are things that are very, very affordable that you can buy at pretty much any store out there. And just spend $10 and have them in your car in case there's some kind of an emergency. Because I always hear these stories about families that get themselves stuck and then they're starving and they're dying of thirst and well, man, if they just had a case of water and a box of granola bars, it wouldn't have been as bad.
Exactly. And remember, we had that family out west that went out to play in the snow and got lost for about 4 days, and had been gone so long, everybody thought they were probably dead. And somebody finally spotted a little fire. They were literally burning their spare tire to make smoke to be seen. And when they got there, everybody, including the 2 kids, were all nice and toasty and happy because this guy was well prepared, had his food, his water in the truck. They had utensils where they could melt the snow to make more water when they needed. And they were doing fine after 4 days out in the blizzard.
Hold on to that thought, Jack. We have to step away for just a moment. The Angel Clark Show will return.
Class is